This video is brought to you by True Tales of Buried Treasure, the largest collection of old treasure magazines in the West. We're pleased to announce that we are now selling our physical magazines directly on our website. You can browse by magazine title or search for a particular issue using the search bar. To pay us a visit, please click the link in the description. Enjoy. Among the many states famed for tales of buried and long-lost treasure, Florida stands out as one of the best known for treasure hunting. Countless Spanish galleons fell victim to violent storms and hurricanes, sending them to their watery graves. Over time, scattered pieces of eight, gold doubloons and bars of gold and silver were lost and buried, remnants of the Spaniards' quest for fortune in the New World. One day, my wife Janet decided she wanted to take a short trip to escape from our home in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and experience something new. I suggested we head to Florida with our gear and try our luck at treasure hunting. She agreed, and by the next morning we were packed and on the road. That evening we reached Florida, checked into a motel, and prepared for an early start the following day. Our equipment included 2 shovels, a metal detector, and the Omnitron NOAA device, a molecular frequency machine programmed to detect specific metals such as gold, silver, brass, iron, copper, lead, or platinum. The device allows you to focus on one type of metal at a time while filtering out all others hidden in the earth. The Omnitron NOAA works by sending out an omnidirectional electronic signal into the ground, tuned to a specific metal frequency. The desired frequency must first be set using a frequency counter. 2 receiver rods connected to an electronic module then detect the buried target by tracing the signal to its source. These rods are also used to pinpoint the object's exact location. With this setup, it usually takes only 2 to 3 minutes to scan an area of about a quarter mile. After a hearty breakfast, Janet and I set out for one of the small islands off Florida's west coast. Once we set up the equipment on a beach, we began our search. Nothing turned up in or near the sand, but the rods soon picked up a signal pointing out toward the ocean. Since the frequency was set to gold, I switched it to brass, thinking there might be cannons lying on the ocean floor. No luck. I tried again for iron and silver, but still no response. Most likely, the signal had been triggered by something small, like a lost gold ring, a watch, or perhaps even a coin. Of course, finding such an item in the ocean is like looking for a needle in a haystack. A genuine shipwreck site rich with treasure would usually reveal multiple signals. Gold and silver, yes, but also plenty of iron, brass, and lead scattered across the seabed. We decided to pack up our gear and try a different spot on the island. Driving a few miles farther down the beach, we set up again. This time, I handed the equipment over to Janet. She was eager to get more practice with the Omnitron NOAA, so I let her take the first turn. I adjusted the frequency to silver. Within the first minute, Janet called out, "I think I've got a good signal." I encouraged her, "Then follow it out and see where it leads." The signal stretched quite a distance, so we began placing markers along the path to keep track. We trailed the signal for nearly half a mile before reaching a particular area where Janet started picking up additional readings. Still, we chose to focus on the first strong signal she had locked onto. To verify the location, we ran the receiver rods across the spot from several different directions. Each time, the rods crossed, confirming that something was buried there. Using the rods further, I was able to estimate the depth. The target appeared to be buried about 3 feet below the surface. One of the advantages of the Omnitron NOAA is its ability to give not only the location, but also the depth of buried objects. At this point, I decided to rely on another piece of equipment for confirmation. While the Omnitron NOAA could pinpoint both location and depth, it could not reveal the size of the target. Still, I was confident we had located a silver object. To be certain, I swept my metal detector over the spot we had marked with the receiver rods. The signal came through loud and strong, clear evidence that the buried item was of significant size. It was time to dig. Janet glanced at me, and from that look alone, I knew exactly who was going to do the digging. Taking up my shovel, I began moving sand away, working steadily for about 25 minutes. Then, my shovel struck something solid. Dropping the tool, I used my hands to clear the remaining sand, and there it was, a silver bar. I lifted it from the ground, and it felt heavy, close to 50 pounds. On the underside were carved 3 crosses and 3 horizontal lines, markings that immediately caught our attention. Janet was overjoyed. This was her very first find, and what a discovery it was. A 33-pound Spanish silver bar. For now, the exact location will remain undisclosed, as there are still other promising signals to investigate. But one thing is certain. Our very first treasure hunting trip to Florida together had been more than worthwhile. Though the silver bar was an incredible discovery, we both knew it was only the beginning. Florida's coasts have swallowed countless ships, each carrying its own share of treasure and untold stories. As we packed up our equipment and watched the sun sink into the Gulf, Janet smiled and said, "Just imagine what still lies out there, waiting to be found." With that thought, we left the island not just with silver in our hands, but with the thrill of mystery in our hearts, already eager for the next hunt and the secrets the sea might yet reveal. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to read the original article or purchase the magazine from which it was taken, please check out our website, truetalesofburiedtreasure.com.